The hidden meaning behind Godzilla's most devastating attacks. Dramatic scenes of Godzilla's most catastrophic attacks from various films flash across the screen. He obliterates cities, unleashes his atomic breath, and battles other colossal creatures. The destruction spans from the black and white footage of the 1950s to the high-definition visuals of today, showcasing the evolution of the King of the Monsters. Hey there, fellow kaiju enthusiasts. Ever found yourself watching a Godzilla movie, popcorn in hand, thinking, man, why does this giant lizard have it out for us so bad? Well, grab a seat and maybe a radiation suit, because today we're diving deep into the rubble and roar of Godzilla's most devastating attacks. For over 6 decades, Godzilla has been the undisputed king of the monsters, leveling cities and leaving a trail of chaos wherever he goes. But here's the kicker: beneath all that city-smashing action lies a deeper narrative. One that's not just about a big monster causing mayhem, but about us, humankind, and our own fears, mistakes, and even hopes. So, if you've ever wondered what's really going on when Godzilla turns a skyline into his personal playground, stick around. We're unpacking the hidden meanings behind those epic rampages. Trust me, it's gonna be a blast. The birth of Godzilla, a symbol of nuclear anxieties. First up, let's hop into our time machine and set the dial to 1954. Post-World War II Japan was a place grappling with the unthinkable devastation of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The shadows of those mushroom clouds loomed large, and the fear of nuclear annihilation was very, very real. Enter Gojira, the original Godzilla film. Now, this wasn't just any monster flick designed to make you spill your soda. Nope, Godzilla was, in many ways, the embodiment of nuclear destruction. Think about it. A massive creature awakened, or maybe even created, by nuclear radiation, wreaking havoc on Tokyo. Sound familiar? Those haunting scenes of Godzilla leveling the city weren't just for shock value. They mirrored real-life images of cities devastated by atomic bombs. For Japanese audiences, watching Godzilla wasn't just thrilling, it was a visceral reminder of their recent past. The roaring beast was a metaphor for the uncontrollable, catastrophic power of nuclear weapons. Nuclear vengeance. Godzilla's atomic breath. Now, let's talk about that iconic atomic breath. It's not just a cool party trick or a way to up the ante in monster battles. Oh no, this is where symbolism kicks in big time. Godzilla's atomic breath represents the uncontrollable, devastating force of nuclear radiation itself. Every time he unleashes that beam, it's a direct nod to the horrors of nuclear warfare. Buildings vaporize, landscapes are scarred, and there's nothing anyone can do to stop it. It's a pretty stark reminder of the destructive power humanity unleashed in the 20th century. During the Cold War era, as nations were stockpiling nukes like they were going out of style, Godzilla's atomic breath served as a cinematic warning. It was like the filmmakers were waving a giant red flag saying, hey, maybe this arms race isn't the best idea. So next time you see that glowing blue light building up, remember it's not just for show. It's a symbol of the very real, very terrifying power of nuclear energy and the dire consequences it can bring. Environmental catastrophe, the wrath of nature. Switching gears a bit, let's chat about another theme our big guy represents: Mother Nature's backlash. In several films, Godzilla isn't just a force of destruction, he's nature's way of saying, you've messed up big time. When humanity pushes the environment to its limits, through pollution, nuclear testing, or other ecological mishaps, Godzilla emerges from the deep as a colossal wake-up call. Take Godzilla vs. Hedorah, 1971, for example. Hedorah, the smog monster, is literally born from human pollution. Gross, right? The film doesn't just showcase a monster battle, it delivers a not-so-subtle message about the consequences of environmental neglect. Godzilla stepping in to combat Hedorah is symbolic of nature trying to heal itself. Fast forward to today, and these themes are more relevant than ever. Climate change, anyone? The more we disrupt the natural balance, the more we risk awakening our own Godzillas. So, when skyscrapers crumble and tsunamis crash in these movies, it's not just CGI magic, it's a reflection of our strained relationship with the planet. Technological hubris and its consequences. Alright, tech lovers, this one's for you. Let's talk about humanity's overconfidence in technology and how it often backfires in the Godzilla universe. We've got some pretty cool gadgets and innovations, but sometimes we get a little carried away. Cue Mechagodzilla. Designed as a robotic answer to our Godzilla problem, Mechagodzilla represents mankind's belief that we can control or outdo nature with technology. But here's the twist: Mechagodzilla often goes haywire or isn't enough to stop the real deal. It's a classic tale of technological hubris. By trying to play God and create a force to rival nature itself, we end up creating even more chaos. These storylines serve as a cautionary tale. They remind us that while technology can do amazing things, there's a fine line between innovation and arrogance. Just because we can build a giant robot lizard doesn't always mean we should. Sometimes, nature is best respected rather than challenged. Social and political undercurrents. Now, let's get a bit geopolitical. Ever notice how Godzilla movies often feature tensions between countries or critique government decisions? That's no accident. During the Cold War, global anxieties were at an all-time high. The threat of nuclear war, espionage, and international conflicts seeped into cinema. Godzilla became a metaphor for these fears, a representation of the catastrophic consequences of political gamesmanship. Governments in the films frequently try to cover up Godzilla's existence or downplay the threats, leading to even bigger disasters. It's a nod to the dangers of secrecy and lack of accountability. Moreover, there's commentary on Western influence in Japan post-World War II. Godzilla sometimes symbolizes a defense of national identity, pushing back against external pressures and cultural changes. It's like he's saying, stay true to yourself. Urbanization and the fragility of civilization. Ever wonder why Godzilla always seems to have a bone to pick with major cities? Let's unpack that. Cities are a symbol of human achievement, are architectural marvels, bustling economies, and technological advancements all wrapped into one. But when Godzilla strolls through and turns them into his personal sandboxes, it highlights just how fragile our creations really are. These epic destruction scenes serve as a metaphor for the vulnerabilities of modern society. No matter how advanced we become, we're still at the mercy of forces beyond our control, be it natural disasters, unforeseen catastrophes, or gigantic prehistoric sea monsters. There's also a subtle critique of overpopulation and unsustainable urban growth. The films often showcase the chaos that ensues when too many people are crammed into sprawling metropolises and disaster strikes. But hey, it's not all doom and gloom. A recurring theme is humanity's resilience. After the dust settles, we see people coming together to rebuild, innovate, and adapt. It's a testament to our indomitable spirit and ability to learn from our mistakes. Evolution of Godzilla's character, from destroyer to defender. Here's a plot twist worthy of the big screen. Godzilla isn't always the bad guy. Over the years, our favorite kaiju has undergone quite the character development. In the early days, he was the embodiment of destruction, a walking nightmare. But as times changed, so did Godzilla's role. He began to be portrayed as a protector, stepping in to defend Earth from even greater threats like King Ghidorah or other invading monsters. This shift reflects changing societal attitudes. As we started to embrace nuclear technology for energy and grappled with new global challenges, Godzilla transformed from symbolizing our fears to embodying our hopes for balance and protection. In recent films, especially those in legendary Pictures' MonsterVerse, Godzilla is depicted as a force maintaining the natural order. He's not out to get us. Well, not always, he's ensuring that the balance of nature isn't tipped by external or even human-made threats. Cultural impact and global legacy. Time to give credit where credit's due. Godzilla's influence is huge. From inspiring an entire genre of kaiju films to influencing Western cinema, literature, and art, Godzilla's footprint extends far beyond Japan. Think about all the monster movies, shows, and even video games that have taken a page from the Godzilla playbook. Without him, we might not have gems like Pacific Rim or certain superhero epics. His image is everywhere: merchandise, collectibles, clothing, you name it. There's a dedicated fandom that spans generations, cultures, and continents. Conventions and fan events celebrate his legacy, bringing people together under the shared love of all things Godzilla. What's truly remarkable is how the themes from his movies continue to resonate. Whether it's environmental concerns, nuclear anxieties, or critiques of technological overreach, Godzilla remains relevant. He's not just a monster, he's a global icon reflecting our deepest fears and hopes. Conclusion. Phew, what a journey, right? We've stomped through history, symbolism, and some seriously deep stuff, all thanks to a giant radioactive lizard. So, the next time you watch Godzilla obliterate a skyline or face off against another titan, remember there's more than meets the eye. His most devastating attacks aren't just about destruction, they're powerful narratives reflecting nuclear anxieties, environmental warnings, technological hubris, and societal challenges. Godzilla is, in many ways, a mirror. He shows us the consequences of our actions but also our capacity for resilience and change. It's wild to think that a fictional creature can teach us so much about ourselves. Thanks for joining me on this epic deep dive into the world of Godzilla. If you enjoyed this video, smash that like button, subscribe for more monster-sized content, and drop a comment below. What's your favorite Godzilla moment, and did any of these hidden meanings surprise you? Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the colossal wonders around us. Highlights of Godzilla's battles, scenes of rebuilding cities, and moments of awe-inspiring beauty amid the chaos, set to an uplifting soundtrack.